Salute everybody. Salute, salute, salute. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. But before we get started with this demonstration, let me read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you hear in this video that I call a demonstration is only the opinions of mine and others. Everything that you hear in this demonstration is only allegedly. So, Foxy Brown has finally come out. She made a statement as far as what her opinion on this whole situation with Jay-Z. She also had to respond back to Tisa Tells. Salute to the chat. I see everybody down there. Salute to the chat. Now, Tisa Tells done a demonstration. Shout out to Tisa Tells. And make sure y'all go and y'all check out this demonstration from Tisa Tells. Tisa Tells done a demonstration called Foxy Brown Breaks Her Silence. Game over for Jay-Z and Diddy. Linked to Tupac case. And I had an opportunity to actually watch it. And I watched it 2 times. And she made a lot of valid points. Now, whether or not it's true what she's saying, I'll let you all be the judge of that. I'll just say it's all allegedly. However, Foxy Brown did clap back. Now, the feds is investigating Jay-Z's lyrics. What the rappers fail to realize is what gets them on the radar of the hip hop cop as well as federal investigations is their lyrics. We know that a lot of the rappers, they tell what took place. They also implicate themselves in these crimes. So now when we look at Jay-Z, Jay-Z has always rapped about the street life. He rapped about money. He rapped about women. He rapped about violence. All this is facts. Now, do we believe Jay-Z when he rap about these things? Well, guess what? 9 out of 10 rappers mix a little reality with fiction in they raps. You might be thinking, oh man, they ain't do all of that they talk about in they raps. Some of them have, believe it or not. And we see that with the rappers of today. So is that to say that the rappers of the old were lying in their raps? Or were they telling us things that they done and things that they were involved in? Now, we're going to go over some of Jay-Z lyrics in this one particular verse. There's one particular bar, I'm going to say a bar, that stands out the most. So y'all hang around. And after I finish up with the Tisa Tells and Foxy Brown beef, I'll get into this one particular bar of Jay-Z's that the feds are zooming in on. Let's just go to Tisa Tells. Let's go to Tisa Tells, y'all.
Foxy Brown, the only woman that is set to testify in the Tupac case over what happened. Foxy Brown, who was a mentee to Jay-Z. Foxy Brown, a light that everything that's been on social media, has woken up after her slumber, sent a pointed message, and many people are asking, is Foxy Brown the only woman that can legitimately bring Jay-Z down? Y'all, let's get into this. If you guys...
Now, one thing's for sure, Foxy Brown came into the rap game when she was only 15 years old. Now, these are her own words. These are her own words. Foxy Brown was 15 when she came into the rap game. Now, it's allegedly that her and Jay-Z wasn't in a romantic relationship. However, allegedly, her and Jay-Z slept together. Her and Jay-Z had intercourse, allegedly. Now, at the time when Foxy was 15, Jay-Z was in his 20s. Jay-Z was an adult. He was an adult. And we all have heard that Jay-Z was also linked to having relations with Aaliyah. So you see, when it comes to these rappers sleeping with underage females, it was a lot of this going on. It was a lot of this going on. In the early 90s, in the late 90s, let's say the 90s period, there was no Me Too movement. In the 90s, there was no social media. In the 90s, men that were sleeping with underage women, it was common. It was something that was common for an older man to sleep with an underage female. Most underage female loved the fact that they were with an older man. Now, the question is, what did these older men, what did they see in these younger females? What did they see in these teenagers? Well, there's different things that they saw in these teenagers. The one thing that an older man sees in a young female is he can control her. He can mold her. He can groom her. He can get her to do things that a woman, a full-grown woman, would object to. I mean, females, when they're 15 years old, they're gullible. They're very naive. So now you have Foxy, who came into the rap game at 15 years old. Jay-Z is not the only one, allegedly, that she has been with.
Don't know. There has been a lot of talk on social media over Jay-Z's involvement with his good friend Diddy. How much did he know? How much did he condone? How much did he see? What did he see? What does he feel about it?
And that's what the majority of us feel. We know that Baby Oil Man is facing the music. And if you go back, remember R. Kelly. R. Kelly brought up Baby Oil's man when he was going through his situation. He brought up Jay-Z as well. Salute to the chat. Let me salute the chat, y'all. Salute, Miss Brown. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute, Monica. Positive Vibes, Sagittarius, Shano, Nola, Precious, Sagittarius, Juanita. Salute to the chat. Salute, Perk. I see everybody down there in the chat. Salute to the chat. So now you have a 15-year-old Foxy Brown that's in the industry. At 15 years old in the 90s, what did she see? What did she participate in? Salute, TT. Salute, TT. What did Foxy Brown see during those days? What did she participate in? Is Tisa Tells onto something? Now we're going to get to Foxy's response. Salute my boo. But is Tisa Tells on to something? I'll let you all be the judge. Shout out to Tisa Tells.
And a lot of people said some of it is just pure lies. Other people swear it actually happened. However, the one person that everybody can agree that knows all of Jay-Z's business from those days, the one person that has been involved in a lot of rumors concerning Jay-Z, Tupac, Diddy, and all that, the one person that everybody has been speaking on her name has broken her silence, Foxy Brown. And guess what, baby? I know you've been seeing all the news about.
Guess what, y'all? Foxy Brown was definitely around. You can't get around it. You cannot get around it. Foxy Brown was around during those days. Now, whether or not she's going to come out and speak on it, that's neither here nor there. But she cannot hide the fact, and nobody can hide the fact that she was around. She was around during those days. Now her response, pay attention to her response when I get to her response. People are saying that this could be game over for Jay-Z, or it could actually be the redemption. Y'all, let's get into this. Now, if you guys don't know, Foxy Brown finally posted something on her Instagram stories. Now, when I say finally, I don't know if I'm the only one that has been watching with bated breath to see what she actually said. But Foxy Brown actually posted this on her Instagram stories, okay? Now, let's look at what Foxy posted on her Instagram. Salute, Tommy. Salute. Monica says she don't come without receipts. Let's see what she posted. And this is Foxy's Instagram. Now the guy Marco Polo, this is a conversation. So that's why in the midst of it all, you're still alive to tell the story. There's a reason you've been covered. Favorite blood will stand the test of trials. My story will shock you to your core. I don't play victim, but I had to step away for a minute for my sanity, or I would have been dead. Let's listen to Tisa Tells give her commentary on that post. She posted a direct message from Marco Polo. He posted something says, I don't believe in God no more. Then he said, that's why in the midst of it all, you're still alive to tell the story. There's no reason there's a reason you've been covered. Favorite blood will stand the test of trials. She responded back, and this is a screenshot that she put on her stories, but she's screenshotting a direct message she had with Marco Polo. My story will shock you to the core. I don't play victim, but I had to step away for a minute for my sanity, or I would have been dead. Y'all, this is actually serious. This is some real news. This is somebody I want to hear about. We can verify Foxy was there. We can verify how close Foxy was to Jay-Z. We can verify everything. But not only that, she was in the beginning of Rockefeller. She was in the beginning around Diddy. She was in the beginning of all that stuff. And she was in the middle of when Tupac got murked. Salute Blended Healing. Salute Blended Healing. What are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts? As I said before, Tisa Tells she's on to something. TT says, I'm sure it's in NDA she had to sign. Positive. Perp says, I knew she knows a lot. She was a day one. Perp says, Foxy knows she knows a lot, but not saying what she knew. Salute Tommy. Salute Leslie. I see everybody down there. Monica says she don't come without receipts. Tommy says, I listened to that whole message, and I don't know how they referred that to Jay-Z. So the message again was, the guy by the name of Marco Polo says to Foxy, That's why in the midst of it all, you're still alive to tell the story. There's a reason you've been covered. Favorite blood will stand the test of trials. Foxy responded, my story will shock you to your core. I don't play victim, but I had to step away for a minute for my sanity, or I would have been dead. Salute my boo. Monica says she got to be on to something. She backing Jay-Z. Very, very good point. And that's why I want to go to a particular Jay-Z lyrics. And the feds are definitely paying close attention to Jay-Z's lyrics. Because over the years, Jay-Z has been telling us something. He's been telling us something.
Now, we already reported before that prosecutors are actually going to call her to testify because Keith D, she was with, I think, Daz, or was it Corrupt? She was with one of the guys in the car.
She was with Corrupt. Foxy Brown dated Corrupt. Now, Keefy D has mentioned Foxy Brown's name. Keefy D said when Von Zip is allegedly the connection between the West Coast, Southside Compton Crips, and Baby Oil Man's Bad Boy label. Von Zip was the to-go guy. Allegedly, he's the one that was supposed to turn over the $1 million that allegedly the Southside Compton Crips was supposed to collect from Baby Oil Man, right? Now, this particular night, Keefy D says that Von Zip was with Foxy Brown. This is allegedly. I'm only repeating what Keefy D said. Keefy D has said that Von Zip was with Foxy Brown. So Foxy Brown name is tied in to the whole situation with Keefy D, Von Zip, the Southside Compton Crips. That's why we want to know, what did Foxy see? Hey, I can't be the one to say she saw anything, but I do want to know, as a blogger, as a journalist, it is my job to get the information. It's my job to break the story. It's my job to get to the bottom line of these cases. What has Foxy been hiding? What all do she know? What was her involvement? Tommy says she was rolling with Von Zip that night. Perk says she been hiding for years. Juanita says, in my opinion, I believe Foxy know about Jay and Diddy involvement and Pop and Biggie death. She stayed quiet because she didn't want nothing to happen to her. And could that be what the conversation between her and the Marco Polo guy, where she says, my story will shock you to your core. I don't play victim, but I had to step away for a minute for my sanity, or I would have been dead. What is Foxy referring to? I'll let you all be the judge. What is she referring to? What did she have to step away from for her sanity, or she would be dead? Salute, 80s baby.
Keith D literally went and got the hammer, according to the prosecutors, in which the hammer, pow, he slid to his cousin, right? So he met up with Foxy. Foxy was in a car. She was sitting in the passenger seat with her man. Keith D walked up. Her man told her to get out the car. Keith D sat in the passenger side. They passed the hammer that was used to murk Tupac, and then he left Foxy got back in the car. Now, why are the prosecutors using her? Because they are saying that Foxy can actually say that Keith D was actually in Vegas. His defense has been, I wasn't in Vegas. Now, on top of that, if you guys don't know, the Tupac investigation has expanded. Feds are actually talking to the Las Vegas PD and the Los Angeles PD because they're trying to work together to find out what happened to Pop. Now, interestingly enough, people are saying that Clive Davis, Arista Records, and by proxy Diddy should be very, very worried. Keep an eye on the scene. They are saying that the rental car that was used to carry out the rental car was a rental, and it was driven from New York, driven to Las Vegas for the Tupac thing. And people are saying that Artist Records, which is owned by Clive Davis, what gave Bad Boy the start, it's all the parent company. The rental car was paid for or even rented out in Artista Records name. There's a direct link between the...
She's trying to pronounce Arista. And I can't be mad at her because y'all know I mess up words over here all the time. But the record label that she's referring to is Arista.
The car that was used to murk Tupac, and just hear me out. Keep an eye on the space. You don't gotta believe me. Just come back, and then y'all can, if I'm back wrong, y'all can say I'm wrong, but keep an eye on the space. They're gonna make a connection to the car that was actually rented or paid for by Artista Records, which was Clive Davis, which was Bad Boy. Again, does that mean that Diddy's involved? No, it just means we want to know what happened with the Artista Record things. Anyway, right?
Well,
So let's see what Foxy has to say, y'all. Foxy responded. Foxy Brown says, stop lying and trying to use. Give me 1 second, y'all. So that's Foxy's response to Tisa Tells. Foxy says, stop playing with my name, dying for a comment. Can't spin me with the sucker-ish to take Hove down. Better ask about the cloth I'm cut from. Now, how many of y'all feel as though Tisa Tells was using this for clout? Now, she has well over she has millions of followers. She has millions of followers. Allegedly, Tisa Tells make anywhere from $1,000 to $43,000 a month. Now, she was making this. Those were her numbers before the Foxy Brown video. So she's well up there in subscribers. She's well up there in views. She's well up there in cash flow coming from YouTube a month. And that's not even counting her cash apps. That's not even counting endorsements. So was this a play on Tisa Tells' part for clout? According to Foxy Brown, she's dying for a comment. Well, she got the comment from you, Foxy. So whether Tisa Tells is right or wrong, whether Tisa Tells is onto something or not, she got the one thing from you, Foxy Brown, that you claim that she was dying for. There you go right there. Foxy says to Tisa, she screenshot it as well. She said, stop playing with my name, dying for a comment. So that part of the message, she got the comment. Now she says, can't spin me with the sucker-ish to take Hove down. Listen to that. You always got to pay attention to the words. can't spin me with the sucker ish to take Hove down. Now, am I reading it this way or am I tripping? To take Hove down. Well, if Hove is innocent of anything, how could she spin you with some sucker ish to take him down? Right? Is it me or is it anybody else that is seeing the same thing that I'm seeing when she says can't spin me with the sucker ish to take Hove down? Because a person that's innocent, a person that hasn't done anything, you can't take them down. How can you take them down if they haven't done something? You can only take a person down if they've done something. Can't spin me with the sucker ish to take Hove down. Ladies, a lot of you were in the game. A lot of you ladies were in the game. And a lot of you ladies know the position that Foxy is in. I'll let the ladies speak on this. I'm not a lady, so I couldn't give y'all no information on how women feel when they're in this predicament. But there are women that are in the chat and there are women that's on the replay gang that's been in this predicament. What do you do in this situation? Do you keep quiet and risk your freedom? Because if you are subpoenaed to appear in court, and if you take the stand, and if you lie on the stand, somebody help me understand. My memory ain't as sharp as it used to be. Isn't that considered to be perjury? I believe that's what got little Kim convicted in her case back in the days. She took the stand and she lied under oath. That's perjury. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. So now if Foxy has to take the stand, will she do what Kim done back in the days? Will she lie on the stand and receive a perjury charge? What exactly do you mean when you say you can't take Hove down? Or can't spin me with the sucker ish to take Hove down? Like I said, many of us come from that game. And many of us know what this means right here. But let me listen to you ladies. Perp says, you right, Shank. Juanita says, I feel if Foxy was innocent, she wouldn't worry about what anyone said. So why she responded if she wasn't guilty or something? Good point, Juanita. Good point. And that's why I said, let me get the ladies' perspective, because I'm not a lady. But that's one lady, Juanita, that feels if Foxy was innocent, she wouldn't worry about what anyone said. So why she responded if she wasn't guilty of something? Just Me TT says, it ain't about what you did, it's about what you know. It's exactly what happened to Kim. She just refused to talk and got a perjury charge. Okay. Appreciate that, TT. So now do Foxy want to follow in the same footsteps as Little Kim? Now, the end of her message, she says, better ask about the cloth I'm cut from. Better ask about the cloth I'm cut from. Tommy says, bro, they going to get mad at her if she don't say anything. They going to not believe her if she don't say nothing they want to hear. I want to go to a particular Jay-Z lyric. I want to go to a particular lyric. It's a bar from Jay-Z. It might be a half a bar. I'm not sure. But I want to go to one of Jay-Z's lyrics. The feds, the first thing that the feds do when they investigate a rapper, they go to the lyrics. So let's go to Jay-Z's song, Can I Live? And I like this. This was on the Reasonable. No, it's not Can I Live, my bad. Even though I liked it, that record. But let's go to Jay-Z's Big Pimpin'. Let's go to Jay-Z's Big Pimpin'. And this is what the feds are looking at. This is what the feds are looking at. Now, this is Jay-Z's Big Pimpin' with UGK, Bun B, and the late, great Pimp C. Shout out to Pimp C and Bun B. So, it's the first verse. He says, you know I thug 'em. Then comes the F-bomb. Love 'em, leave 'em, 'cause I don't, there goes the F-bomb, need 'em. Take 'em out the hood, keep 'em looking good, but I don't, there go the F-bomb, feed 'em. Let's go back. Let's go back. You know I thug 'em, thug 'em. Is that a terminology for mistreating women? Some might even go as far and reach and say, instead of thugging, he meant drug 'em. Now, for me, that's reaching. And y'all know I don't really like to reach. I don't even like to entertain when it comes to reaching. I'll hear it, I'll listen. But someone made a comment that the original verse, the original bar, he said, you know I drug 'em. But I'm going to go off of what I see. And I see he's saying, you know I thug 'em. Thug 'em. Now you might get those that is not from the culture. See, this is what we always have to understand when the rappers make it to court, when they are tried in a court of law. The words can be misquoted. The words can be taken out of proportion. And this is what happens. This is what happens. Now you're in the court of law. They're going to want to know, what do you mean when you say you thug 'em? Thug 'em. Because in the court of law, all they have to prove is the real definition of thugging, a thug. See, we grew up on this culture. We grew up on the thug culture. And as bad as the culture was, as wrong, as demonic as the thug culture was and still is, we praise the thug culture. We worship the thug culture. not knowing that years later, when it all plays out, the thug culture is what's going to bite many of us in the ass. And this is what Baby Oil Man is experiencing today. He's experiencing a culture that the people praised, the people worshiped, the people made billions off of, the thug culture. Years later, the thug culture, when it played out, the thug culture has Baby Oil Man in a heap of trouble. But this is the culture that we all glorify. And this is why I always raise my hand and say, we participated in what's going on today with today's generation. We did this. We made this because we glorified it. Y'all realize what we glorified? Listen to his lyrics. Just listen to his lyrics. Now, this is what we grew up on. This is what we idolize. And we wonder why we have Sexy Red. We wonder why we have Mag the Stallion. As men, as black men, we have to be held accountable. We did not do anything but destroy our women. Yes, we did. Listen to his lyrics. You know I thug 'em. The F-bomb. Love 'em. Leave 'em. Because I don't, the F-bomb, need 'em. Take 'em out the hood. Keep 'em looking good. But I don't, the F-bomb, feed 'em. Y'all do realize that that's some demonic-ish. Let's keep it 100 now. Let's keep it 100. Let's call a spade a spade. These are demonic lyrics. I have to raise my hand because I was one of the ones that was bumping Big Pimpin'. I ain't free. I ain't free from the accountability. I'm the first one to stand in line and say I participated in this. Even if no other man will stand with me and take accountability, I will stand alone and I will say, I take full responsibility for these lyrics. I know, it's still up to the woman. It's still up to the woman to participate in it. It's still up to the woman to either go along with it or not go along with it. But as men, how can we expect our women to follow us? As black men, how can we expect our women to submit to us? We quick to talk about, man, black women won't submit to us. We quick to talk about, man, black women won't follow us. Can you blame them? Can you blame any woman, let alone the black woman, the mother of civilization, the first woman, the original woman? Can you blame her for not submitting to us? The black woman ain't no dummy. It's a reason why she don't submit to us. It's a reason why she don't follow us. Listen to the lyrics. Now you mean to tell me he hasn't been held accountable for the destruction of our black women? We destroyed our black women, man. We destroyed our black women. And then we get mad when our black women won't submit to us. I have to take full responsibility. I played a role in this. I did. I played a role in this. So now the feds are looking at these lyrics. Now the feds are wondering, do they have a case? See, you always got to keep in mind, things when they play out. You never know how they're going to play out. You never know how they're going to play out. Now we see a bigger perspective on the Foxy Brown situation. And this is why I believe Tisa called it out. Because Foxy, at 15 years old, Foxy was with Jay-Z. She was with Jay-Z. Now, whether sexually or not, we won't know. And we don't know. But she was in the company of Jay-Z at 15 years old. Now, this is the same situation that Baby Oil Man went through. Right? Same situation that Baby Oil Man went through. With Usher. With Justin Bieber. Wasn't Usher 12 years old when he went to Baby Oil Man? I'm just asking. I'm not going to hold y'all that much longer. Let's go back to Tisa Tells. And then I'm going to let you all get out of here.
Of all that stuff, and she was in the middle of when Tupac got murked. Now, we already reported before that prosecutors are actually going to call her to testify because Keith D, she was with, I think, Daz, or was it Corrupt? She was with one of the guys in the car. Keith D literally went and got the hammer, according to the prosecutors, in which the hammer, pow pow, he slid to his cousin, right? So he met up with Foxy. Foxy was in the car. She was sitting in the passenger seat with her man. Keith D walked up. Her man told her to get out the car. Keith D sat in the passenger side. They passed the hammer that was used to murk Tupac. And then he left. Foxy got back in the car. Now, why are the prosecutors using her? Because they are saying that Foxy can actually say that Keith D was actually in Vegas. His defense has been, I wasn't in Vegas. Now, on top of that, if you guys don't know, the Tupac investigation has expanded. Feds are actually talking to the Las Vegas PD and the Los Angeles PD because they're trying to work together to find out what happened to Pac. Now, interestingly enough, people are saying that Clive Davis, Arista Records, and by proxy Diddy should be very, very worried. Keep an eye on the scene. They are saying that the rental car that was used to carry out the rental car was a rental, and it was driven from New York, driven to Las Vegas for the Tupac thing. And people are saying that Arista Records, which is owned by Clive Davis, is what gave Bad Boy the start. It's all the parent company. The rental car was paid for or even rented out in Arista Records' name. There's a direct link between the car that was used to murk Tupac and, just hear me out, keep an eye on the space. You don't gotta believe me. Just come back, and then y'all can, if I'm back wrong, y'all can say I'm wrong, but keep an eye on the space. They're going to make a connection to the car that was actually rented or paid for by Arista Records, which was Clive Davis, which was Bad Boy. Again, does that mean that Diddy's involved? No, it just means that we want to know what happened with the Arista Record things.
Now, I'm going to let y'all get out of here. This is something, when it plays out, this is something that I want us all to keep in mind. All right? We're going to have to backtrack this demonstration. When it plays out, we're going to see Was Tisa Tells on to something or not when it plays out? Y'all do know it's going to play out. My opinion, the next person that an indictment will be handed down on will be Jay-Z. And Foxy Brown knows something. Now, whether or not she participated, that's something that we're going to find out. Salute everybody. I'll see y'all on the next demonstration. Salute.